Yeah, g'day again, guys. Oil water separators. Now, I've got two installed on this car, and I wanted to show you guys how to check them, empty them, and the best way to go about it. So, I've got two installed. I've got one on the driver's side, which is the most critical one from what I understand. A Ford Performance oil water separator. And now, the driver's side is the most important. It seems to collect more water than the passenger side. And I've got a JLT 3.0, that's a 3 ounce on the passenger side. So these both are about $350. I had the Ford Performance one installed pretty much from brand new, from 200 kilometers, and I've probably emptied it 3 or 4 times. Each time hasn't actually held that much, so being a naturally aspirated car, it doesn't actually collect all that much, but it does collect some. And I've had the JLT one installed probably for 400 or 500 kilometers. Now I'll just show you. This is the volume that has been pulled out of the car since I've installed the Ford Performance one. It's probably about 50 or 60 mils. Now, it doesn't look like much, but that, you know, if that's left in the engine, it keeps circulating through. And this is eventually what ends up causing sludge in an engine if you don't actually change it oil frequently and you don't get rid of this liquid. So yeah, a few things we have to do. We have to take off the engine cover. So I'll show you how to do that. You need a small flathead screwdriver, and you need a 10 mil extension with a socket. So I like to put these just together like this, put the socket on. So I'll show you how to take the engine cover off. Pretty simple. I have to do it carefully so I don't damage any of the plastics, but you just pop that up. Now bear with me with the camera. I'm actually using a head mounted holder for my phone, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. So take those off, put them somewhere we know can lose them. Get the 10 mil extension. Now there's actually 2 10 mil nuts in here. You remove them, just undo them. Take a fair bit of thread, they've got a long thread on them. And that's that one. Leave the nut in there. And there's 3 clip points to this. I'll show you how to get them out. Now, this isn't critical to take off for the passenger side, but it is critical for the Ford Performance one, the way it's designed. Okay, that's off as well. Okay, so I'll put the socket over there. Now, there's 2 clips at the front. This is a clip that pops off there. And there's a clip at the back. The best way to get to that is just to get your hand under there and just pull it up. Yeah, don't be scared of breaking anything. It's pretty robust. Okay, that's off. Put that aside. Now the nuts are still in there, which is good. Now, So this is installed with a bracket, which is mounted. I don't know if you can see it, it's mounted to a little clip there. So the best way to pull this off, I find, is to disconnect these 2 hoses. One. And being a Ford Performance product, it's all OEM clips, which is great. And there's another little clip down the bottom here you take off. There you go. And it just slides straight up. Just clear the bottle. Now you can see that there mates to the bracket here, and that just slides on and off. Now, a couple ways you can empty this. I like to actually undo the Allen key nuts. So I think it's a 4 mil, it might be a 5. Yeah, it's a 4, so I undo these. Now this probably hasn't been emptied in, it's not very long, but not since I've had the car tuned on the 85. Probably hasn't been emptied in maybe 2,000 kilometers or maybe a little bit less. This is one that collects some liquid. The other one doesn't really seem to collect much at all. Now, another way you can do it, you can just actually pour this into the bottle like this if you want, but it doesn't give you a good gauge exactly how much is in there. And also I like to sort of clean it out with a paper towel afterwards as well, or a rag, just to make sure it's completely dry. But it's a good way to keep track of what's actually collecting. Okay, it's all 4 of them. And like I said, that's a 4mm Allen key. All right, now that'll just pop straight up. And you can see very little amount of oil in there. Right, so it's not collecting too much, but it's collecting. So I'd just like to add it in here. Now this is the thing, it's not much, but this keeps going through the engine and it eventually will create sludge and gunk and all sorts of stuff in there. So it's good to get it out. So I like just to pour it out like this, straight into the bottle. Like I said, if you don't empty this out, it'll keep circulating through, and if you don't change it oil enough, it'll create sludge in your motor, and it's really difficult to get that out. So a combination of regular oil changes and emptying these catch cans makes a big difference. I'll just let that drain. Won't take long. So what came out of that? 15 mil, is something like that? Okay. Okay. Now I'll just get myself a rag and dry that. Now I like to just dry it all up. Stuff this in there and dry it properly. That way you know what you're collecting every time. So just absorb that up like that. Yep, pretty much dry. And just put it back together. This is a filter, so that filters out the liquid from the air and all that. So, and I just put it back together like this. Good, you know, look, this has been through one session of roll racing, some logging, wide open logging back to Lund, and just driving around. So that's sort of what I expected. It's never been full. It's probably made me been 2 or 3 times in the past at most. But it's just good peace of mind, you know. It's good peace of mind. I'm getting all that separated moisture vapor that is collected through the PCV valves out of the engine. It's not circulating through. It's not just consistently staying in there. Otherwise, it doesn't really go anywhere. It just keeps building up and building up. It'd actually be good to get myself a way to measure that liquid that I've got in there accurately, just to see what I've gotten out of, you know, 12,000 kilometers. But that's it. I have to do them too tight. Now, I highly recommend these. And the 4 Performance one's good because it actually holds a lot of volume. So if you've got a supercharged car or a turbocharged, you've got a supercharged Mustang, or, you know, if you're going crazy and put a Helion twin turbo kit on it, this is very useful. That'll fill up a lot more frequently, but in an NA application. And look at this, Ford standard clips, just clips back on and clips back on. So, you know, these are pretty easy to install. It's just a bracket. You mount this bracket here. That just gets mounted up. It's just that bracket that mounts up, and that's it, you're in. So, okay, and the JLT one's very easy. This is just a thread through the base. And my phone just fell into the cold air, which is hilarious. Yeah, JLT one's very easy. You just unthread the bottom of it. Now, I don't expect to see nothing in this thing. This thing doesn't seem to hold anything. Again, very precautionary. I've been told and I've read that if you're doing a lot of track work, you probably want to have the passenger side one. But look, that's dry as a bone. Absolute dry as a bone. So that's good. Good sign. You don't want it really full, you know. So it's all getting caught by the Ford Performance on the driver's side. So, you know, if, you know, just a good measure to do it. You know, they should come out of the factory with them, but you know what? Ford don't want additional maintenance items, you know. They don't want to put them in the book. Oh, you know, empty your catch can every 500-600 kilometers, you know. But they should come out of the factory with them. Anyway, $350, very easy install. Ford OEM quality product. It's a Ford Performance product. JLT aftermarket, very good. Now I'll just go ahead and put the engine cover back on just to show you how easy that is. So the tricky thing is probably getting the nuts out. without making a mess. So you dropped one there, it's no big deal. Okay, now to clip it back in, use the oil filler as a guide, tuck it back like that, oil filler as a guide. Okay, it's in position essentially, and now you only do is knock it down, and you'll hear a couple clips. There we go, that's it there. So click, click. Okay, and now we just get the 10 mil. This is a bit tricky because you got to sort of hold the nut at the same time and get it over there. That's it, it's in. I don't know how different the 15 to 17s are with the engine covers. I know they're a different design. Don't do those too tight, there's really no need to. Find the home, get a thread, there we go. Not too tight. Plastic caps. Back on. 1, 2, done. Okay, now that's it, easy. What's that, 12, 13 minutes to check them. Engine cover on and off. Peace of mind. If you want to keep one of these for a while, it's probably good practice to install some of these oil water separators and check them occasionally. Now, just in case you guys don't know, the GT350 and 350Rs and the GT500 in the US come with oil water separators installed out of the factory. So it probably makes you think, why doesn't Ford install them from factory for the GTs? Well, you know, they want to reduce maintenance requirements for people, you know, that they don't want to have to put in the book, you know, check your oil water separator. These are very run-of-the-mill kind of things. This is their entry-level sort of GT car. So I think they expect someone buying a Shelby is a bit more keen to do work on them themselves. But, you know, it's good practice, peace of mind. And I keep checking it, keep changing the oil, and this thing should last. If you like it, give me a like and subscribe. Feel free to throw any comments in there. Try to get to any of your questions and get some answers to you guys. Thanks a lot. Take it easy.